Welcome back to Gentleman's Hall. Again, I do apologize about the audio with the interview. We'll definitely try to make sure for future recorded interviews that we fix that for our Inside the Mind segment. That shouldn't be a problem again. But moving on to our third hour, a little bit behind schedule. Still think I'll be able to fit in everything, shouldn't be a problem. But starting off with the first segment, over the past couple of, a few days ago, Boko Haram, who came to probably international fame, infamy, probably a better word, infamy is when in 2014, in April, they abducted 276 schoolgirls, and that's when it started being nationally known. That's when we started hearing around the United States. Twitter got strongly into that. The user of Twitter got into that, and to try to bring those girls back home. And a few days ago in Nigeria, where they've carried out most of their terrorist activity, they killed 86 people, and reports are saying that children were burned by Boko Haram. They've been active in Nigeria since around 2009, and estimated they've killed over 17,000 and abducted many others. They're not a group of people that are friendly, put it that way. And also last year they pledged their allegiance to ISIS. So these are the type of people they are. Their name itself is pretty much Western education is bad. Pretty much Western anything is bad in their opinion. They don't get spoke about it nearly as much as ISIS does, mainly because they're active in Africa. That's probably the main reason. In my view, that they swore their allegiance to ISIS. They are indeed ISIS, but this is just a horrendous act that should get more coverage. And, on Facebook, you didn't see the Nigerian flag for a filter. Not to take anything from France, but it's a little disconcerting that when something happens in Africa, it's not looked at with the same sadness, I guess. It's just a little blip on the news radar rather than a lot of coverage. A lot of that probably does have to do with the color of the Nigerian skin, and I guess a lot smaller portion has to do with how common these attacks are in the region. It's unfortunately extremely common there, and it's just sad that there's little the Nigerian army can do at this point, because Boko Haram is definitely very powerful in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. Will the international community eventually do something about Boko Haram? I definitely can't see military activity. I mean, as far as traditional ground troops, you might see, we won't see and or hear about it, but there might be special forces or something like that from the United States or another country eventually. But that's just something I wanted to bring up, as it doesn't get spoke about nearly as much as it should, in my opinion. And we should have an equal amount of sadness for the Nigerians as we did the French. Especially if you call yourself a progressive, which a lot of listeners probably do. These are human beings as well. No different from the French, no different from the Americans, or no different from us at all. They're human beings. And when human beings are needlessly slaughtered, we should all feel something. It shouldn't just be, oh, look, they're dead. Now what? But I mean, this could have very easily been a smooth analysis story for this week as well, because I mean, just talking about it isn't going to change anything, but it would be nice to see the international community rally around Nigeria as well when these type of incidents do occur, because it's still ISIS. We're still battling ISIS. We are probably going to be battling ISIS for years to come. They're not going away, sadly. So it's just this is a sad story to read about and to hear what they did to children, as I spoke about in the second hour. It's just, when you hear about those things, you just have to think why. Just because they think differently than you. I mean, they follow Wahhabism, which started in Saudi Arabia. Oddly enough, one of our quote-unquote allies, interestingly enough. And that is a very fundamental form of Islam that has led to many terrorists, many terrorist activities. A lot of it is linked to Wahhabism. So that's just something to think about when it comes to that, and just keep the people of Nigeria and the families of the ones lost and those injured, and I believe there was over 150 that were injured as well. Just keep them in your thoughts. And yeah, again, just remember that those are humans as well.